Hey, what is going on, freedom fighters? Welcome back to another broadcast here on Break the Chains Media. Today is Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025, and I'm your host, Corey, here on a nice, mildly temperate fall November day here in Colorado. It is the most important day in November, though, in Colorado. It is Election Day, and I want to encourage everyone to get out, grab your ballots, and go drop them off at the ballot, the closest polling ballot location you can find. You drop it off, and you make sure you follow suit and vote no on LL and MM. That is a statewide ballot initiative, but as well as getting involved and getting to understand what is happening in your local cities, your local counties, what propositions, what school boards, city councils, all those things. Make sure you are in the know, and we are going to do a quick review breakdown as this live stream moves on. We're going to do another breakdown to make sure you have the right information, because that is exactly what I'm going to do after this live stream. Is I'm going to take my ballot straight to the polling place and drop it off in person right there. That is what I do on voting day here in the Mile High City, because, you know, Jenna Griswold's not always the best when it comes to election integrity and voter suppression and making sure that the passwords for the BIOS passwords information doesn't get leaked to the public for months. But that's like, you know, that's okay. Jenna Griswold can do that, but when Tina Peters, you know, digs in and finds corruption and, you know, gets involved, she ends up going to prison for 9 years. But that's a whole nother live stream. You know how I feel about that, folks. But we are going to talk about the Colorado ballot. Make sure you are all voting. And then we're also going to tune in to the potential looming communist takeover that is going to happen in New York City with Zohar Mamdani. This openly, he calls himself a Democrat socialist, right? But he is an open communist, and he very much wants to just give people free everything, and he's targeted the right demographics and the right groups that actually founded and funded and fueled his campaign to the levels in which we have today. So that is one of the reasons why I think we see the communists taking over in not just New York but across the countries. Is they find these groups of voter base that they pander to, and they set and they entrench themselves in, and they start catering to these voter groups, whether they can bring actual change or not. It's irrelevant, but if they say the right things, the voter base shows up. So we'll look into the Mamdani situation in New York and how these New Yorkers are going to have to escape from New York City, and then the bomb threats that happened in New Jersey, and the potential looming voter suppression that bomb threats. I never thought I'd be like typing in actual like bomb threats today for a search engine keywords, and I hope, like, you know, that's, you know, is that just a sign of the times that we are living in uncharted territory in this looming civil war? But we are going to get into all that and some more other things here on Break the Chains Media, Tyranny Response Tuesday. If this is the first time joining Break the Chains Media, hit that thumbs up button, share this video with your friends and family. We're doing all kinds of content here for Colorado, and we try to tie in national news as well as bringing it into the Colorado local scene to make sure you are aware of what we can do in Colorado. What is up, Sick of Shitty Gov? Appreciate you jumping in the stream. I know it's a little bit earlier, but here we are. We're doing it. I do have some things I have to do later. That's why it's a little bit earlier today. But have no fear. The news and Break the Chains Media is here. We are here to make sure that you are in the know and make sure all the information is coming out to you. If you want to, there is actually an excellent opportunity for Colorado patriots and like-minded liberty lovers. We are working on a private Discord server. We have a private Discord server. You can get the invite through me. You can get the invite. Once we actually hash it all out, we are trying to build out this Discord server. That way, we have all of our candidates for all of our districts. We have all of our talking points. We have a lot of fuel for the fire. We have a lot of. We're building an arsenal right now when it comes to the midterms, the 2026 midterms, and what we need to do here in Colorado, and how we can actually turn the tide and win back some seats in the House of Representatives here in Colorado or in the Senate, City Council, you name it. But the Discord is where Colorado patriots can get together and actually formulate a plan of attack against these communists. So I will be kind of, you got to kind of DM me. We're kind of keeping it more closer to the chest right now as far as the Discord goes. But the other way you can actually help and share Break the Chains Media is you go to chainsawcaucus.org. You go down to the link in the description below for the Chainsaw Caucus affiliate link for me to help out Chainsaw Caucus cutting through the bloat and bureaucracy. Lighten up those chainsaws and cutting through all the government corruption, government waste, fraud, and abuse. That is what the Chainsaw Caucus does. And if you want to be a part of that movement, you want to help out, you press the give button over here. And you get redirected to the contribution page. $10 a month. And your affiliate link for Corey from Break the Chains Media gets you involved with the Chainsaw Caucus. Your money goes a long way. Inspired by Javier Milei and the Afuera movement and what you can do to get rid of unnecessary government, help out with the Chainsaw Caucus. I highly encourage it. Chainsaw Caucus is a group of great people, and I stand with them and they stand with me. So let's light up those chainsaws, keep them geared up, keep them glued up, and let's keep cutting through the crap. Break the Chains Media. BreakTheChains.media is the website. Realm Walker Hot Sauce is the hot sauce. Got more bottles on the way. Winter is coming. Christmas is coming. Gift giving season is here. So if you want to pick up a bottle for Christmas to give to a friend or a family member, reach out to Break the Chains Media. Reach out to me. Or you can follow on Instagram, Realm Walker Hot Sauce, to get you a bottle of delicious Colorado-made hot sauce. So without further ado, we are jumping right into it, folks. From the Chainsaw Caucus, Tuesday, November 4th, we cut the fat from the Centennial State. What is on your ballot? You vote no on Proposition LL. It's very simple. You do it. You make it happen. And then Proposition MM. Proposition LL is government grifts $12.4 million in existing taxes by bypassing Tabor to take money out of your pocket. That is, we don't like to see that. We don't want any of that. Get out of here with that. Proposition MM. Increase taxes on households earning $300,000 or more and unlocks $95 million a year for wealth redistribution. So those two particularly talking about funding for schools, funding for the school lunch program, and making sure no kid goes hungry. Folks, they already have that. It already happens. Okay? Focus in on your local school board races, your local city council races. Vote like a chainsaw. Make sure you drop off your ballots today before 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay? I posted this here. This is specific for Jeffco. North Jeffco, Jeffco School Board. Okay? Today we vote no on LL and MM. I already told you that. This is right here. It tells you what it is, right? The description for LL allows the state to retain and spend tax revenue collected above the initial estimate of Proposition FF, approved by voters in 2022. We oppose this because Colorado already provides meals for low-income students. The Healthy School Meals for All program is a boondoggle that takes money from businesses owners and buys breakfast and lunch for all public school students, including rich kids. Refund the money back to the taxpayer. Don't give the government another reason to take your money. Simple as that. Proposition MM lowers the state tax deduction limits for taxpayers earning $300,000 or more, from $12,000 to $1,000 for single filers and $16,000 to $2,000 for joint filers, increasing $95 million in taxes annually to support the Healthy School Meals for All program. Okay? Proposition MM wants to raise another $100 million in taxes to feed these kids. Let's vote no, folks. We don't need the government to mismanage money. They will use it. They use it as a ruse. They use it as a dangling carrot to say, don't you want to feed the kids? Don't fall for their government lies. Jeffco School Board candidates. District 1, Deneen Echeverria. We decided that on last night's stream. D2, Samuel Myrant. And D5, Gloria Terry Rascone. These are the seats up for election. Let's vote these people in, folks. Let's get it done. Let's make it happen. Okay? This is a funny post. Funny post. Another troll post from the Lolbertardian from the Libertarian Party of Colorado. They actually officially unfollowed me today because I just keep trolling them. But trolling never stops here on Break the Chains Media. This is a great. It encompasses exactly what the Libertarian Party is doing right now. Everyone in Colorado, right? All the libertarians, the conservatives, anyone like-minded. Polis and the progressives are making Colorado unaffordable and anti-liberty. Help us. And then she gets in charge. This pink-haired leftoid. Troons, hookers, and flag burning. Gotta stop them all, guys. Makes perfect sense. It's ridiculous. And to see some of these things, to see how these people post, when we are literally our backs are against the door and the communists are at the gate. We are standing here and doing everything we can to fight the leftist creep, and these people are fucking freaking out because my Republicans and my Trumpism and MAGA bad. Fuck. I'm sick of it. Honestly, so sick of it. Pisses me off to no end. I got the Denver quick ballot guide here. For anyone in Denver, if you're in Denver, listen up. Okay? Quick ballot guide. For Denver Public Schools, Director at Large, Alex Magana. Director, District 2, Martins Dia-Herrero. District 3, Karen Blank. District 4, Jeremy Harris. And then you vote pretty much no. No is the word of the day, folks. You vote no. No is the word of the day outside of 2G. 2G is actually really good, I thought. Libertarian outcomes are greater than the Libertarian Party. Yes. That's all we can hope for. We can hope for all we can want is for a better libertarian, more liberty-minded people in office, more liberty-minded bills in legislation. This is what we want. We don't need a circle jerk, Tea Party fan club. That's what they turned the LPCO into. They turned it into a little circle jerk for their own little cult following club. It's ridiculous. Basically, in Denver ballot measures, you vote no on everything. You vote no on the statewide ballot. Referred question 2G. This is important. You vote yes on 2G. Changing methods for electing at-large council seats. And what happens with 2G is making sure that whoever is voted for a city for at-large council seats, you have to basically have the majority of your votes need to come from the city in which you're representing. The majority of your votes have to come from the area in which you're representing, if I understand it right. So 2G is the only yes, but no is the word of the day, folks, for election day. Make sure after this live stream, I want to make sure everybody grabs their ballot and gets out of their house and drops it off. That's exactly what I'm doing, and you should do the same. Okay? Ken DeGraff saying the same thing. Copy and paste. Now we are getting into some good stuff. Let me know if it's too loud. I feel like my audio gets a little too loud. Let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Maybe. Check. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully I did something. Just see it's louder than normal. If Mandami wins, Escape from New York becomes a survival guide documentary, not just a sci-fi. Vote accordingly, folks. This is I don't know if y'all maybe I'm showing my age, but Escape from New York, right? I think it was the sequel to Escape from LA. I can't remember which one was first. I think maybe Escape from New York was the first one. Actually, let's find out. Because I'm a movie buff, I should know this. Yeah. So Escape from LA was the second one. That's the one a lot of people remember. But Escape from New York was the first one. Yeah, 1981 was Escape from New York. But yes, we need to make sure Mandami wins. I could turn into an American coyote smuggling Americans out of the commie New York City. It's true though. I mean, this Mandami guy. Let's just actually pull up some other because I want to see I want to see what's on the wire for Mondami on X right now. Latest. No. This is from Libs of TikTok. Let's actually just listen to this.
The way that prisons are set up in our society, I would argue that they do not work. They do not make us safer. The instinct is to just take that person, the source of that harm, the source of that issue, and then just throw them away. Put them in a cage and throw away.
He thinks police.
That doesn't address the reason why that harm was created in the first place. A lot of times, people who create trauma for others are those who themselves went through trauma earlier in their own lives.
Right.
And I bring all of this up to say that,
such a fucking liberal.
Again, like when we talk about policing, I don't think this system actually makes us safer. I think what it does is it just removes problems out of view. It just the way that.
But so his solution is turn the whole city into a problem, right? If the whole city is a shithole, you can't put the bad criminals away on in prison, right? Just leave the criminals on the streets and just let the whole city suffer, right? Look, this is someone here right now. Let's see. Let's take a listen.
Hey everybody, it's Peggy D. How you doing? Just wanted to come on real quick and just say the voting here in New York is very heavy. I went to vote yesterday and I had to wait in line for a while. Then I had to go in and wait in line. So people are taking it seriously, and this was in Harlem. So when people come out to vote this heavy in Harlem, that means that there's something serious going on and that they're taking things seriously. So I know that President Trump came out today. But before I say that, I just want to piggyback on what I was talking about yesterday with the Democratic Socialist agenda. Just understand they want all the prisoners released, all of them, sexual deviants, rapists, murderers. They want the gang registry done. They don't want that. They want no police in the communities or anything like that. They want the Genius program. They want people. The kids are already having problems. They don't want a Genius program. They want this is Mandami. So he's a communist, as President Trump said today. He is a communist. He's following along with this card, talking about get this card. I mean, he's a used car salesman. The man is he's put up by Obama. He was at a gay club the other night. He was at a hip hop thing the other night. He's just playing the numbers. He don't like nobody. He don't like gay people. But maybe he is gay. He's Obama. Okay, that's very interesting.
She gets off on a tangent about the gay shit with the gay parties and Obama. No, but folks, let's take a listen here. And this is from On the Ground. This is from Peggy Dodson. Okay, she's definitely trying to work her angle here on the streets of New York. But I mean, wow. This is the people that Zoran Mondami represents, folks. Okay, when people say New York is a city of immigrants, now do you understand what they're doing? He is weaponizing foreign-born immigrants and first-generation immigrants that now live in New York City that no longer represent what New York City was, and now he's basically promising them a pig in a poke and pie in the sky mentality and ideology. He's going to say, we're going to give you this. We're going to give you all. We're going to fix all the things. We're going to tax you more. Pull money from places. What they're doing is that guaranteed that they're going to do. They're already the most taxed city in the country. Like the city of New York City has an absurd city tax. And they have all these other excessive fees and fines and all these other things. It's no different than what's happening in Denver right now. Denver's on they're on a much smaller scale because we don't even have a fraction of their population. What is it? 7 million people or something live in New York City. Okay, more than most states. Okay, and this guy, this person who wasn't even born here, is now slated to win. Let's look at the fucking markets. Okay. from the Kalshi betting odds. Okay, they have Zoran Mandami at a 92% chance to win. Folks, stick a fork in it. New York City's done. New York City is cooked. Okay, Escape from New York. It's literally we're looking at we're watching it unfold in real time right now, and it's such a state of the state of affairs. Okay, the bill is coming due, and we're seeing right now one of the greatest cities in America. What defined America? It literally has the Statue of Liberty in its harbor, and we're about to elect a communist mayor of the city of New York. What does that tell you? What kind of imagery does that tell you? When we're having a communist on the brink of winning in a state, in a city that has the Statue of Liberty in its harbor. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me, folks. It makes me feel bad that the state of the world is the way it is, and the state of our current politics are the way they are, and we have to fight tooth and nail against this ideology, against this taxing the rich and cashless bail and criminals living on the streets and drugs use everywhere. And what's going to happen, folks, is when you get people like this in elected office, in these positions of power, what they do is they raise the taxes. They jack up the taxes. It's no different than what's happening in Colorado. They jack up the taxes because they think that the rich are going to stay there and pay their fair share. The rich are going to say, well, I'm just going to move. I'm just going to go somewhere else. I'm going to and that's what happens. That's how these communists become entrenched, is because all of the capitalism, all of the wealth, all of the freedom-loving people, all the liberty-loving people, they end up fucking leaving. They end up moving away. They end up deserting the city or the state or the county in which all these problems are happening. And then the communists, the leftists, the ideologues become more entrenched, and then they start circle jerking each other, and then they wonder why their plans don't work. I guess we didn't try communism the right way. We got to try it a different way. This is what happens every single fucking time. Gandalf, what do you got to say to Zoran?
You shall not pass!
Zoran needs to get the fuck out of here, dude. And you're gonna have these people say, let them try this experiment. Let them try the experiment out. Let them see if it works. Folks, do not give these communists a goddamn inch. Do not let them enter our communists aren't considered people, folks. As per the communist the communist directive that happened, passed in 1954, or the Civil Rights. It was part of the Civil Rights Act. Okay, the Civil Rights Act determined that communists were not people. Anyone associated with the Communist Party were not considered people. Okay, and then you're gonna get some radicals in my chat be like, well, you can't dehumanize. Don't dehumanize them, because that makes you bad because you're dehumanized. No, folks. If these people want to extract the wealth and my future and the next generation's future and my son's future, they have no right to participate in any of our American politics. Communism has no place in American politics. Radical leftist ideology that wants to extract and destroy what has built America, free market capitalism, open trade of good and ideas in economies, like government consolidation and government control of the infrastructure of economies, destroys nations. Right. Why would they be? No, it blows my mind, folks. I see you sick of shitty gov. It's communists deserve exactly, and this is the thing. It's actually like, it's kind of poetic, because when communists take over, you have the Stalinistic takeovers. You have the Trotskyites. You've got Marxism. You got Maoism. You've got so many different flavors of Marxism, right? But different flavors of communism. But it all ends up the same. Millions of people dead in a fucking ditch because they fight because everyone thinks that they have a right to things, and they fight like rats in the sewers, while the elites, while the upper echelons of this communist party take control and subjugate their classes, subjugate those lower than them. Okay, and then they end up all in ditches. And they go, and you're gonna see communists in the future be like, well, at least we didn't vote for a MAGA, someone who was MAGA, while they have no weapons. They've all been disarmed. They have no more Second Amendment. They have no more First Amendment. They get thrown in prison because they post things online. Okay, you already see it happening in fucking London right now. We're only a few years behind. If we keep on track, other cities will follow suit with this. We don't want to let this shit fall. We don't want to let this shit come into America. It is what we always talk about. We know the right answers is the Republicans and the government are spineless and do nothing at best. Yeah, we already know this. I feel you. Makes me sad. Why is folks? My hair is just unreal right now. Figure it out. Got this new haircut on Sunday, and it's just like my hair is just being very difficult. Very difficult. Yep. Nope. They weaponize the government against us. Shitty gov. They want to weaponize the government against us, and all we want is a government that allows people to live free as long as you don't fuck with me. Live free so long as you don't fuck with me, right? Fucking A, dude. And Zoran Mandani sounds like a fucking, you know what he sounds like? Zoran Mandani sounds like one of those fortune tellers. One of those automated fortune tellers that have the fucking automated, you put a coin in, they give you a wish. My name is Zoran Mandani, and I am here to give you and grant you wishes. What wish would you like? Would you like free food from government? Would you like criminals on the streets and any drug use? I am Zoran Mandani. I am the wish giver of New York City. That's the shit that they fucking do, man. That's exactly what he is. He's pandering. Pandering as fuck. It makes me so angry. Yeah, Escape from New York. I think that was it for my stream. But now we're getting into. If you like the stream, folks, give me a thumbs up and share the stream. Do all the things. I'm slightly a little burnt out because I've been trying to tweak. I've been trying to do some stuff on Instagram. I've been trying to do some other stuff on social media. And every time I try to pull content from my live streams and then try to re-upload it in vertical format, I'm getting a lot of bullshit, and I'm slightly burnt out trying to use technology as much as like I went to film school, all this other stuff, but trying to stay in the zeitgeist and in the know on these other platforms really is just like, wow, dude, like you do need a whole team of people. It's very difficult to do shit by yourself because I'm doing live streams here, going, tri-casting to 3 different platforms, and then I take this footage, I try to cut it up, and then I try to post it to the vertical format so it's 90 seconds or less. It's such a fucking headache, especially when you're trying to do covers and titles and captions and trying to post at the right times. It's crazy. It's crazy to say the least. But we are wrapping up. I do want to get one last thing in because I did want to talk about the bomb threats today. Who thought that we would have to type into a Google search on any given day, bomb threats today? When I had to do that, I was literally just like, what the actual fuck do I have to do this? Stop whining. R. Penmark. I will stop whining as soon as I'm sitting there on the top of my tower. I've got all this content. It's easy, quick to post, easy shit. I'm not whining. I'm just fucking, I'm airing my grievances. Cut me some fucking slack, okay? Single dad, working a job, trying to figure out shit in life, typing in bomb threats on election day. It's all crazy, man. It's all crazy. Bomb threats force closure at some New Jersey polling places. Now, I will think, depending on how the local voting pans out, they might end up playing some election shenanigans here. So let's see what they have to say here.
Now, millions in the state are heading to the polls to decide the next governor. The numbers show that it's a tight race. There's already some drama. We have team coverage at polling locations that received bomb threats. News 12's Tony Caputo in Passaic County, Jim Murdoch in Monmouth County, Lauren Dew with the latest in Ridgewood. Thank you very much for joining us here on News 12 on this election day. I'm not going to watch
it 7 minutes long. Fuck all with that. Let's read the article. Across New Jersey, bomb threats at multiple polling places have prompted closures and relocations today. Attorney General Matthew Platkin says law enforcement responded to emailed threats at polling places in 7 New Jersey counties and secured each location. He said some of these polling places have already reopened to the public, while others, voters have been directed to nearby polling locations to cast their ballot. Voters should continue to have confidence that they can cast their ballot without fear of intimidation. We will continue to work tirelessly to ensure free, fair, and secure accountable elections. Make no mistake, we will not tolerate any attempts to interfere with our elections, and we will swiftly hold anyone accountable. I mean, we have to be careful. We have to definitely be aware, because we don't want to take these things lightly, especially in today's, because you had what? So you had the bomb threats in in some New Jersey polling places, but days ago, today, these Massachusetts men were arrested for bombs that went off at Harvard Medical School. Dude, it's insane, right? HR is nonsense. I see that. Bomb threats, computer issues, ballot issues. What kind of... Whoever's playing the simulation right now is really fucking throwing in some mods, bro. They are throwing in all kinds of crazy fucking skewing mods and just really messing with our mental state, messing with the algorithm, so to speak, of consciousness, of reality. Because now we're just dealing with this every single day. 2 Massachusetts men arrested after explosion at Harvard Medical School. This happened, the bomb... Oh, fuck off with that. Logan David Patterson and Dominic Frank Cardoza face charges of conspiracy to damage means of fire or an explosive, according to charging documents. They were arrested today, but goes to show you, people with intent. I'm trying to think when, because the bombs went off at Harvard Medical School like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or something like that. Yeah, it was like over this past weekend the bombs went off at Harvard Medical School, and it wasn't like a big bomb, but it was still like, it was like people might have thought it was like a mixed some chemicals the wrong way or did some chemical alchemy and caused an explosion in the medical labs. But maybe this is tied to the New Jersey bomb threats. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading tea leaves. I don't know. Just what do you think in the chat? What do you think in the comments? You let me know what your thoughts are. But it is interesting. You have to be aware, and you have to definitely like understand that we're being attacked by all sides here, folks. And whether we're talking about bombs going off at Harvard Medical School, bombs going off at polling places, or we got communists running for office, right? Like, we are being attacked on all fronts. Ha! That's funny. If Trump endorses Mandami, voters would vote against him. That's funny. We got to do like some big brain moves here, right? Listen to this scumbag. Okay, so do we all remember that 9/11 happened in New York City, right? So no more than a generation later, 25 years later, they are electing a Islamic communist to the fucking mayor's office. Let's take a listen.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt.
Wait,
Who
what?
stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab. I want to use this moment.
Wait, did you guys catch that? He's holding back tears and sorrow because he basically framed it in such a way that post 9/11 Muslims in New York City were victims. This guy is... New York City is so fucked. New York City is so fucked. And if New York City is any kind of bellwether to other liberal enclaves across the country, whether it's Chicago or LA or San Francisco or Denver or you name it. Every inner city is being infected by this mindset, by this virus. And the thing is that Mamdani targeted specific voter demographics. Look at all the people behind him. Do any of those people look like native-born American citizens? Just saying. Already debunked that he had an aunt in New York at all. Yeah, the guy's a fucking snake oil salesman and liar. He's no different. He's the Timu edition of Barack Obama, right? Timu Barack Obama. That's essentially what it is. And he's just upset because he's probably upset because he can't run for presidency. And this is how these fucking scummy communists work, is that they'll probably do something to change the law to make sure down the line, if and when the Democrats regain power in the federal government, I would not put it past them to pass a law that changes the legal requirements of a president, that you don't have to be that you don't have to be American-born. You can be a foreign-born person to run for office. You watch. Mark my words. In probably, if Zoran Mamdani is New York City mayor 25 years after 9/11, you'll see in 25 years from now, if the communists actually entrench themselves in the federal government, which they're trying to, you'll see that you don't have to be a native-born, born in America native to run for office. You can be a foreign-born. You watch some evil shit that they'll pull out of their ass. But this is unacceptable. This kind of shit is unacceptable. We should not have anything. Zoran Mamdani should have nothing to do with New York City. It's a shame that we've gone so far. We've fallen so far, right? What is this? Sharing this. Oh, yeah. He's basically just saying, look at this. Look at what New York had to deal with, and look at what New York's about to elect in office. Same shit I was just saying, right? Such a wild world we live in, folks. But that is probably going to do it here for this live stream. I know it was a little bit earlier. It was a little bit chill. It's a shorter live stream. I'm trying to piece it all together, trying to make it all work. But yeah, good luck, New York City, because right now, Escape from New York is definitely going to be a documentary, survival guide documentary, rather than a sci-fi flick. And here in Colorado, make sure you, after this stream is over, you grab your ballot, you go take it down to the polling location, you put your ballot in the spot, you slide it in, you get it done. It's got to get done. Vote no on LL and MM. Okay, let's see if we can raid anybody here. Let's see if we can raid anyone. Who's running right now? Let's see who's on. Are these guys on right now? They are. They sure are. So we will jump in with them. Let me grab theirs. And we're gonna raid a stream here. we are going to raid another stream here. But folks, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me on Break the Chains Media Tyranny Response Tuesday. Some more shorter form content is going to be down the pipeline. Some newer stuff's on its way. So appreciate you all jumping in. And as always, fight for freedom and never give up.